Joe Rogan didn't hold back when he dropped a bombshell on his podcast, naming the first celebrity who could end up behind bars with Diddy if those alleged tapes ever see the light of day. Get ready, because this is about to get wild. The very first name that made jaws hit the floor was Uncle Steve Harvey. Yes, the king of Family Feud might have more than jokes tying him to Diddy's inner circle. Sources say Steve scrubbed every trace of Diddy from his socials the moment the indictment hit, even nuking that 2017 tweet calling Puffy a brother doing big things for these kids. Talk about a PR faceplant. And let's not forget the rumor that he personally hooked his daughter Lori up with Diddy when she was just 22. Apparently vacation snaps from Italy were the least of it. Next up is Meek Mill, whose sudden radio silence since Diddy's arrest has everyone asking why a guy known for feisty diss tracks is now riding dirt bikes in Africa and tweeting in riddles. He even offered a cool 100 grand to anyone who would dig up intel on who's really pulling the strings in this saga, as if bragging rights could buy him immunity. But the internet is already calling it damage control, speculating Meek might have been caught on some of the freak-off footage the feds uncovered. And if that's true, it's only a matter of time before his name pops in court. Sliding into the next bombshell. Usher. Remember that wild hospital rumor that Puffy allegedly sent him to? Industry whispers claim he ended up bleeding after one of those after-party sessions. Usher himself once hinted at industry executives warning him to stay away. Now that multiple accusers say they were forced to wear white nail polish on Diddy's video sets, those friendly wake-ups look a lot darker. Then there's Jay-Z, Puff's longtime business partner and fellow billionaire. Joe pointed out the Kathy White scandal, where Jay was allegedly involved in a mistress cover-up that ended tragically. Jaguar Wright even told Piers Morgan that Jay-Z has just as many bodies as Diddy, and if Puff ever flipped on Hav, the whole music industry could implode. LeBron James also got a mention. Yes, the Lakers legend who's no stranger to glitzy Hollywood nights. Joe noted the countless party pics of LeBron and Puffy together and asked, did Bron see too much? On the female side of things, Joe called out Jennifer Lopez, allegedly the one who helped Diddy set up rival Rick Ross, who in turn supposedly put a hit on his own wife over what she knew. And of course Beyoncé, always tight-lipped. But Joe reminded us that Bey and Jay have stayed silent through every twist. If Puffy spills, even Queen Bee might have to lawyer up. Switching gears to the white celebs, Ashton Kutcher got roped in. Remember when he said Diddy told him he was off limits for pranks on MTV? That might have been more than just a goofy rule. Then Ellen DeGeneres, who once called Puffy Cuddle-MC Snuggle Stuff in a birthday post. Now that nickname sounds downright creepy with all the freak-off allegations swirling. Justin Bieber also came up, with rumors he's cooperating with the feds after revealing how dark his early days in the industry really were, and hinting he's ready to flip on anyone who's harmed artists. Joe even read some of the hottest tweets. One fan joked Elon Musk bought a crime scene. Another warned that if Jay, Bey, J-Lo, Oprah, and Usher all get trial dates, then maybe justice is finally coming. So what do you think? Are these Hollywood A-listers truly in the clear, or is it only a matter of time before Diddy pulls the ripcord and drags down some of the biggest names on the planet? Hold up. Before we move on, let me rewind for a quick timeline check. From the first Diddy indictment to these latest celebrity cleanups, it's been a 6-month roller coaster of evidence dropping every week. If you thought that was wild, remember the whispered rumors of secret, after-hours meetings at Banana Republic. Yeah, that Banana Republic that insiders say were all about damage control. Quick audience check. If you're enjoying this breakdown, smash that like button now, so I know to keep digging deep on these celeb exposés. Now, let's talk context. Diddy's legacy built on Bad Boy Records means he's been at the center of hip-hop since the 90s. That kind of power doesn't fade overnight, and this could be the biggest fall from grace in music history. Real talk, imagine being one of these stars, waking up to subpoenas instead of champagne toasts. That's the nightmare scenario Joe's hinting at, and it's eerily plausible. For those keeping score, we're already at name number 8. And trust me, we haven't even scratched the surface. If you think it's just a rap game thing, think again. Hollywood's golden couples are in the crosshairs too. And this could spill over into politics, sports, even tech execs. Let's break down the charges. Racketeering, sexual assault, coercion, and even kidnapping. If convicted, Diddy could face decades behind bars and massive fines. Federal investigators seized over 80 video recordings from his yacht and LA mansion. Alleged footage of non-consensual freak-off parties is now exhibits in the case. Former employees say Diddy used hidden cameras and two-way mirrors to film these events. That home video studio in his basement, it's now the central crime scene. Cassie's lawsuit alleges she was given prescription-strength sedatives, then forced into sexual acts. She's among a growing roster of accusers who've come forward since the indictment. Remember the white nail polish code? Prosecutors even logged hundreds of bottles of white polish and baby oil found during the Travis County raid, evidence that this was an organized, systemic operation. Bank records show Diddy shelled out nearly $200,000 on private jet flights, hotel room buyouts, and hush money wire transfers in the past 2 years alone. police are tracing every dollar. There's talk that Diddy attempted to swap memory cards at a local photo lab, an alleged cover-up so blatant the lab owner got subpoenaed for testimony. New subpoenas just went out to influencers and celebrities who attended those parties. Names like DJ Khaled, Trey Songz, and more could be dragged in as witnesses or defendants. Prosecutors are also probing whether Diddy enlisted private security to intimidate potential witnesses. Emails and text logs hint at cleanup crews sent to silent staff. And don't overlook the federal grand jury in New York looking into similar allegations. Diddy may end up defending himself in multiple jurisdictions. Meanwhile, his attorneys keep filing motions to suppress evidence, claiming unlawful search during the yacht raid. Watch for the judge's ruling, which could make or break the prosecution's case. This saga is still unfolding. Every week brings new court filings, fresh witness affidavits, and leaked audio clips. If you think you've heard it all, just wait. This story is far from over. Over his white parties in the Hamptons, attracting A-list celebrities, gossip columnists, and photographers. But at a trial starting Monday, prosecutors will cast the entertainer as a criminal sexual deviant who exploited his fame to abuse women at gatherings held far out of public view. For over 2 decades, prosecutors allege the Bad Boy Records founder used the power and prestige he'd gained in building a hip-hop empire to destroy young lives. He faces an indictment that includes descriptions of freak-offs, drugged-up orgies in which women were forced to have sex with male sex workers while Combs filmed them. Numerous witnesses have come forward to accuse Combs of terrorizing people into silence by choking, hitting, kicking, and dragging them, often by the hair, prosecutors say. Once, the indictment alleges, he even dangled someone from a balcony. Jury selection is scheduled to begin Monday at a federal courthouse in Manhattan. Testimony will likely start the following week. If convicted on all charges, which include racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transporting people across state lines to engage in prostitution, Combs faces a possible sentence of decades in prison. Although dozens of men and women have alleged in lawsuits that Combs abused them, this trial will highlight the claims of 4 women. One of them is Cassie, who filed a lawsuit in late 2023 saying Combs had subjected her to years of abuse, including beatings and rape after they met in 2005. The Associated Press does not typically name people who say they have been sexually abused unless they come forward publicly, as Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, did. Her lawsuit, which offered the first public account of the freak-offs described in the indictment, was settled in a day. 4 months later, though, federal investigators raided Combs' homes in Los Angeles and Miami and confronted him at a private airport in Florida, seizing 96 electronic devices. They also found 3 AR-15-style rifles with defaced serial numbers. I'll be watching the comments. Who do you think is sweating bullets right now? Tag a friend who needs to hear this. Almost there. But before we wrap, here's the kicker. History shows that when one titan falls, a dozen more stumble right behind them. Are we on the brink of a full-blown power shakeup? Before we jump into the outro, tell me, who's your money on? Uncle Steve, Meek Mill, or someone even more surprising? Drop your hot takes in the comments. Smash that like button if you love wild celebrity conspiracies. Subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. And ring that bell so you never miss a minute. That's your complete Joe Rogan, named celebs that will go in jail with Diddy. From Uncle Steve to Bieber and everyone in between. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.